Hello and welcome to From Leah with Love, and today I am so excited to have a very special guest here with us today. This is Mychal Arata, and I call her the Origami Queen. By the end of this, you're gonna know why. Hi Mychal, thank you so much for being here.
Hello, I'm excited to be here.
Well, before we get started, would you like a glass of wine?
I would love a glass of wine.
Cheers.
Here's to you and your show.
Well, here's to you and welcoming you on my show. I've known you for a very long time, so this is why I'm so excited. Yeah. But I would love the viewers to get to know you because it's such a gift to know you. And so let's hear all about you. Yeah. So let's get into it. What's your background? Where are you from? How did you get here?
I grew up in California. I've lived in California all my life, and my family moved to Oxnard when I was 17, and that's when I met you. And I liked it here. I decided to stay. I've been in Ventura pretty much ever since.
And what led you into the art community?
I had one friend I was waiting tables with that kept inviting me to her art studio, and she'd tell me again and again, you should come over, and I finally did. And from there it sort of branched out, and I met a lot of other artists, and I was doing some ceramics at the time at the community college, and I really loved that, and started participating in some of the art shows at her studio, and then made more friends and met more art people. And there was an art space called Green Art People, and that's really where I got involved in the art community, and I was volunteering there and met a lot of people, started collaborating with other artists, and started doing more art shows. And ceramics had gotten tough to do because I didn't have the studio space for it. So I started to do other things that I could do at home, like making jewelry. And origami was always something I did on and off throughout my life. And I had played around with it. And then at some point it just became my medium. And I've been having fun with that.
So that's what you're mostly focused on now?
Yeah, I'm focused on, origami. For sure.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's why you're Origami Queen. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I have been so amazed by seeing you grow, and it's amazing. I'm blown away. And but not only that, with your jewelry, that's been amazing. And then the most fabulous knit hats.
So yes, the hats. I crocheted. Everybody in our whole art community has a hat, and I get requests still every once in a while, and I'm like, I'm not crocheting anymore, but I'll still make one for a friend here and there.
Oh yeah, I'm so happy because I have one. Now, with your exploration with art, what does your artwork aim to say? Like, do you have a message in that?
Well, I think art in general, I would just say, is a way to communicate the human condition, and it's a communication that happens that is beyond what what language can do. And so for me, it's a part of me that I can share with the world that is not something that I can show otherwise except through art. Origami in particular for me kind of blends the sides of myself that is very creative and also likes precision and math. And so it kind of blends both of those things for me very well.
Yeah, that's right. The math. You are a wizard at that too. So I'm telling you, it's amazing. Like you are, it's interesting to me, and I didn't even think of that, how the math can relate to the origami. I mean, that's absolutely true.
Yeah, it is.
That's amazing. I
it's
love
mathy
it.
Art. Yeah.
How does your work comment on social issues or political issues, if it does?
So far, it doesn't specifically focus on those issues. I think that without art in our world, then we lose a massive connection to each other as human beings. So on that level, I think that any art is, adding to our social issues because we connect to each other as human beings through art. So when I create something and other people come and experience that and it makes them smile and makes them feel good, then I am bringing that to them, and then they're bringing that to their lives and spreading it that way. And so it is kind of my way of, it's not kind of my way, it is my way of giving love and sharing that with other people. I do have a couple of ideas for some more very specific, like social issues. I'm not going to call them political issues because I don't think they should be political, but I do have a couple of plans in mind for that. I don't know if I want to share it yet. We'll have to see when it happens.
I do agree with you on the part that you said when you're, at an event and, you're spreading that love and the feeling that it is that you get when you're there at something. I mean, because you've invited me and I've gone to a few of these things where, everyone's in a great mood. It's art. Even if there's art that's more of on a heavier subject, it's just the point that you make someone feel, and you're just connecting in that way.
Exactly. And I feel like that when I view other people's art, and it doesn't matter if it's to my taste, if I like it, if I would hang it on my wall, when I see other people's art, I get to feel what they feel. And so in that way, it connects us all.
That is beautiful. Yeah. That is. Who would be your biggest influences when it comes to art?
There are so many great origami artists, and I recently got to actually show some of my work in a show with some of these people, and that was quite amazing. A little bit starstruck, but Robert Lang definitely is kind of a big figure in origami, and I'm studying one of his books right now to help me learn how to design my own patterns. And Beth Johnson and Robert Salazar, and there are so many, but that's just a couple of them.
So were those people that you always knew of, at what point did you get exposed to
when I started getting serious about origami and I started doing more research, and that's when I started learning about different people and following their work.
Yeah, that's awesome. I remember when you did tell me about the show and you're going to be alongside these, and you'll Google them. And I did. I thought, oh my gosh, you are one of them.
Not quite there, but yes.
I mean, you know what I mean.
It opened up the world of origami for me. I met Joel Stern and Jared Needle, who are also great origami artists in there, and they've invited me to be a part of their origami group, and I'm learning from them, and so it's been amazing. I mean,
I'm so excited for you, but at the same time, I'm not even surprised, because you're so gifted and so talented, so it's just been an amazing thing for me to witness and see, and want to support that.
You always do. Leah's at all the art shows or anything that your friends are doing. You're there supporting your friends.
Yeah, I got it. That's the way it works. That's the way it works. Just support each other. It makes the world go round. That's what I think.
I think so.
How do you seek out opportunities? So in order to show at a place, are you seeking them out? Do people seek you out? How does that work in the art world?
This is probably the hardest part for me, and one thing I do know for sure is that if you just do the work and you share it, even if it's at a local community show, on your Instagram page, whatever it is, do the work and share it. Don't just leave it in your studio or store it in a box. Share the art, because the more people that see the art creates the opportunity for you. And that's exactly how I ended up in the show I was telling you about at Lotus Land. And It was because a friend of mine who is a gardener there knew that I had created this dress out of origami and said, hey, they're doing an origami exhibit here at Lotus Land, and can I pass your information along? and the curators called me and asked me to display my dress in the exhibit. So the more people see your work and the more willing you are to share it, then the more opportunities come up. I do think at this point I need to be more assertive in seeking out those opportunities, and that's the hard part as an artist, is like kind of representing and marketing yourself, but I'm learning.
Now, do you feel that part is it due to a little bit of fear, or just being, what, why, how, me, like is there
Yeah, there is a little bit of that, where you have to be willing to say, yeah, me, why not me, why this person or that person or that person, yes, me. And it can be me. And so that it is hard to get to that place where you actually allow your light to shine, and know that that's not only okay, but you can. And, the more people that do that, then, that's love, and the better our world is. So it is hard. And like I said, the show I was in, I was like, why me? But I was like, okay, yes, me.
Yes.
Yes, me.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
So, and that is a big part of the process. I think for a lot of artists, because they're very self-conscious about their work, and they're always comparing themselves to other artists and wondering if they're good enough. And so, yes, all of those sort of like fears and stuff come in, but you just have to mentally, take those thoughts out of your mind and say, yes, me.
Yes, absolutely. And that's the purpose of me having the show, is to let people know that they can let their light shine. Let it shine.
Yeah.
Like, why not? And there is enough shine to go around.
Right. It's not like it's unlimited.
Yes.
There's only one light bulb.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No. So that's it. You're right. Like, just love and, loving each other, and the self-love and all love. Yeah, that's what makes the world go around.
It does.
That's true. The Beatles got it right.
They did.
Do you work on commission if someone wanted you to create something specifically for them?
I haven't yet, but I would definitely be open to that. Yes.
Right.
You
hear that, people? Like, yeah, she's
depends
ready.
on what it is, but
yeah. Awesome. Yeah,
absolutely.
Why not?
Yeah. If somebody wants to pay me to do art, yeah, probably. I like to eat.
Yeah, sounds about right. So you do present your work at shows and events. Now, are there things that you do locally where you put your work on display within the community?
Yes. And right now, I don't think, I do have a couple pieces hanging in my friend's studio. That was a collaboration with another friend. Currently, I'm working on another origami dress for the museum's wearable art show, which I think will be there's not a date set for August, September, so we'll see. And then Ventura Art Walk is coming up at the end of September. And I'm going to find some space somewhere and show some artwork. I don't know what yet, but I'm going to make it happen.
Putting it out there.
Yep.
Yeah. I do remember that amazing installation that you did. Amazing. Just amazing. You had to actually be there to see it. Just life size and everything. You were in another world right there. What was your inspiration for this installation?
Some of the things that I do, like making a dress out of origami or making a large installation like that, is just the tenacity to follow through on an idea. People have ideas, they're not always willing to follow through on it. So the installation was a forest meadow full of flowers and waterfall and tree and
there's turtle, right?
Yeah, there were turtles and little fish and flowers and mushrooms, and I had done some smaller pieces for some local First Friday shows, and I made some origami flowers in a vase, And I had done a few other little small things like that, assemblages for local shows. And I had a friend say, you should do a whole field of flowers. And from there, it just exploded in my mind. And I started making plans for it, and then just started doing it. And over several months, folded almost 2,000 pieces of paper out of magazine pages and put it together and made a forest meadow scene.
How many hours was that?
I don't know. And a lot of people ask me that too. And with the dress, like how many hours? And I'm like, I try when I start a project to like keep track, but I forget to like log every time I'm doing stuff, like how long it takes me. But it was, probably a couple hundred hours altogether.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Ah, that was amazing.
And I really would like to do that again, because the original idea was to do a whole room so you walked into it. And time constraints, I had to modify my plans, because the whole room would have been probably a couple years worth of work. So, but I really would like to do that again.
Yeah.
And I would like to do it now that I have started learning how to design. I would like a lot of the pieces to be my own designs.
What is the process that you go through for creation? So what does that look like to you? So you get an idea, just like you said, with, you just made flowers, and then, make a field, and, so what is your process in something else? If someone's saying tomorrow, you know what, I want you for a show, it's in a few months. What does your process look like? Like, how do you get the idea? If no one gives you the idea, how does this happen?
How do I get the idea? My brain just works that way. I just decided I want to do something like the wearable art show came up, and there was a call to artists for a wearable art show. And so it's basically a fashion show. And I said, well, my art is origami, so I'm going to make a dress out of origami. I didn't know what that dress was going to look like yet, and I have other artist friends, and then we sit down and I tell her kind of what I'm thinking, and she draws it out. And then I, might fold a lot of sample experimental pieces and until I finally decide on something, the patterns that I like and how they're going to assemble together. And there's a lot of experimentation, collaborating with other artists, sharing your ideas. Like I said, when you share it, when you open it, then somebody else is going to give you ideas back, and it's going to come together. Specifically ideas, I don't know. Stuff just pops in my head. I can't really tell you where it comes from.
Just channel it from somewhere.
And then once I'm going to decide that that's what I want to do, like I said, there's just a certain amount of tenacity, determinations, be like, I'm going to figure it out. There's some, ingenuity, maybe it's not coming together how I thought it would, but I'm just going to figure it out.
That dress was amazing. You even had it down to shoes, headpiece, a purse, and the makeup. You did the hair and the makeup for me. But still, it was
awesome.
all. But it all went.
Yeah.
And here at this. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. I wish you could see the dress.
So the whole dress is made out of all of these tiles, but I couldn't bring the whole dress, but I did bring the purse. And I do like assemblage work, so I do like to take the origami and add other things to it, like beads. I like using driftwood and other materials to assemblage.
Even has a button, it's a real purse. It's a real purse.
It does, and it is a real purse. It's not super functional. It doesn't
put your
happen
ID
very
in
much.
there.
But you can. I can put some business cards in, and this is still in there. I just remembered this, so. This is what you gave me at one of your positive thinking workshops.
Yes.
And I put that in there so it would be with me when I modeled the dress. And it ended up just getting stored with.
Yay. This is just.
It's been in there the whole time.
I can't. This is just, it's just magical. I can't even.
Oh, and this is all recycled paper. So I worked at a restaurant that puts butcher paper on the tabletops. And so people sit down and they spill stuff all over it. And then we usually just crumple it up and throw it away. And I saved all of the dirty paper. And of course, everybody I work with thinks that I'm a little bit crazy because I'm saying, don't throw the paper away. We're saving the dirty paper. So this was big sheets of butchered paper, and I painted it, cut it in squares, and folded it. And the whole dress is made out of that reclaimed paper.
I did. It was last holiday season. You had a workshop, and so we got to make little ornaments, and it was so fun. And at the same time, really frustrating. So I give you many props for being able to do, huge things like that.
I get frustrated when I'm folding something new and I'm like struggling to figure it out, or it doesn't come out quite as perfect as I'd like it to. There's lots of crumpled paper.
Yeah. Well, show.
Oh, so I have started mostly studying lately and learning design. So rather than following patterns, I'm trying to come up with some of my own. And so and I just love flowers, and it's naturally what I'm drawn to. So that's what I started doing. So I did this design.
This is a film
first, and then this one I was just looking at some of the flowers blooming around the yard, and the petunias inspired me, and so I just started there. There are 5 of these that don't look like this that came before this. That are just all crumply and weird looking, and I just played around with it until I got the look that I want.
And you're just experimenting, so there's not a rule to because I have an origami book and it tells you do this. So
yeah. And the more experience you have following diagrams and folding, and you learn how the paper can move and you learn what you can do, then you can start just playing with that yourself.
Does it also give you, kind of a therapeutic feel? Because sometimes when
definitely. Yeah. It's really cathartic.
Yeah. I can only imagine just there folding it and just being in a relaxed environment.
Oh, yeah.
And then coming up with something so beautiful. What is that? What's this one?
This one is that before it's open.
Oh, try it.
Do you want me to open it up right now? Okay.
So share where your dress is on display right now.
My dress is currently on display in a cardboard wardrobe box in my
I thought it was somewhere. It was.
No, it was. Yes. So the show ended May 18th.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay. And are you going to show that again, or is she just sleeping now?
She's taking a rest right now. I don't know if she has another show debut. We'll see. She's there. And so just starting on the next dress.
I can see you're going to have a wardrobe.
So, yeah. And if I'm in a space during art walk, then I'll have probably both dresses on display.
That's amazing. Now, where can people find you?
Right now, you can find me on Instagram.
And what is that?
It's Mychal Arata, at Mychal Arata.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Easy enough.
I know.
And so you post stuff on there?
I do. The last thing was when I was playing with the petunias.
Awesome. And future-wise, is there any local show that you're going to be at or showing anything around here? Or just hanging out? Is there an event coming up where you're just going to even just be hanging out so people can see you?
I am usually wandering around on First Fridays, sometimes at Bell Art Studios. My friend Jessica Hemme has a studio there, and I know a lot of the other artists there. But right now, it's all work in progress and not a specific show planned yet.
Okay, well, I can't wait. So when you have that specific show, be sure to post that, and I'll also share that for you as well.
Oh,
so
okay.
Everyone can know where to go see Mychal Arata, the Origami Queen. And thank you so much for joining us today. This has been so fun. I could keep going and going on with her. I love her so much. And I know that you love her now too. So thank you so much for being here with us. And I'll see you again next time. From Leah with love.